Audience, remember, it's a very small room so we can hear you, so be careful when you're talking about answers. Remember, if there's a spelling word, say the word, spell the word, say the word. All right? What is the name of the kindergarten through second grade school in Andover? Tough question today, for this group especially. What is the name of the kindergarten through grade 2 school in Andover? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Would it be the Bancroft School?
It is not the Bancroft School. Orange team, can you guys flip your chairs around and sit in front? Like move the chairs up, thanks. Orange team, any guesses? It's easier when there's an Andover school here. It's the Shawsheen School. On your whiteboards, name any 5 of the 10 largest corporations in the United States based on total sales as of 2012 in Forbes. Name any 5 of the 10 largest corporations in the United States as of 2012 based on total sales. The most number of corporations wins.
What about Facebook? Wait, no, Facebook. Facebook isn't as big. Facebook is enormous. No, what about McDonald's? Like Facebook. No, Facebook's not big anymore. Like it is, but not as big as like it's big.
Car companies.
5,
Ford.
4,
Yeah, Walmart.
3,
Yeah,
2, 1. Please hold up your whiteboards. Orange team has Apple and mobile. You have Apple, Microsoft, Google, McDonald's, and Pepsi. I'm going to read them off. General Motors, Ford, Exxon, Walmart, General Electric, Chevron, ConocoPhillips, Berkshire Hathaway, Fannie Mae, and Hewlett-Packard. So did you get more than one?
What?
Blue team, did you get more than one?
Yeah, we got one.
You got one? And you did not get any. So team, point for blue, please. 2 bits equals 25 cents. How much money is 6 bits?
75 cents.
That is correct. Point for orange. Very good. What is the smallest element that has all the property? What is the smallest part of an element that has all the properties of that?
Adam.
That is correct. Point for orange. In music, how many notes are needed to make a major?
4.
That is incorrect. Blue team? In music, how many notes are needed to make a major or minor triad?
3.
That is correct. Point for blue. What part of speech is used to join or separate words?
Conjunction.
Conjunction is correct. Point for blue. What was the Manhattan Project?
The project to create the atom bomb.
That is correct. Point for blue. All right. True or false? And if the other team doesn't get it, we're not going back to the other team to guess. True or false? The Panama Canal was built by ancient Egyptians during...
False.
That is correct. False. Point for blue. The United States Naval Academy was founded on October 10th, 1845. In what city in
Annapolis.
Annapolis is correct. Point for blue. Name the country in South America that shares a border with almost every other country in South America.
Brazil?
Brazil is correct. Very good. Point for blue. On your whiteboards, name the 4 zones of standard time in the United States adopted in 1883, going in order from west to east. The 4 zones of standard time the U.S. adopted in 1883, going in order from west to east.
I know there's. Oh, it's Pacific, yeah. But that's the third one.
That's the third one.
And then would it be?
Okay, buzz it.
It's a whiteboard question, so
Oh.
both sides get to hold it up.
Okay. My mouse is fast.
All right, blue team,
Pacific Mountain, Central, and Eastern.
that is correct. And
Pacific, West, Midwest, Central.
that is incorrect. Point for blue.
They're too small.
What shoe manufacturer is located in Lawrence?
New Balance.
New Balance is correct. Point for blue. At the end of World War I, what country reemerged as an independent country after 100 years? At the end of World War I, what country reemerged as an independent country after 100 years? Had this question on the last match.
Connected countries. Czech Republic and
Korea?
Can you repeat the question?
At the end of World War I, what country reemerged as an independent
Czech
country
Republic.
after 100 years?
Yugoslavia?
Yugoslavia is incorrect. Blue? I mean, orange team?
It's Czechoslovakia and the Czech Republic.
At the end of World War I, what country reemerged as an independent country after 100 years? You can talk amongst yourself if you need to. Take a guess. Can't hurt. Take a guess.
The question again?
Yep. At the end of World War I, what country reemerged as an independent country after 100 years? 5, 4, 3, can't hurt to guess. 2,
Guess.
1.
Just guess.
All right, audience.
It's like Turkey. Like right on
Poland.
the tip of my
Very good.
Oh, what? Yo, and I was saying
This is a tough question. Thought the last one was easy, but this was a tough question. On your whiteboards, please write as many of the 7 virtues as you can.
Virtues. Virtues good or bad?
On your whiteboards, please write as many of the 7 virtues as you can.
No, those are virtues. Virtues are good things. Wait.
It's 7. It's a 7.
Yeah.
I thought it was patience.
that's like the only one.
I don't know if they're good or bad things. Then name some things. Virtues aren't usually good.
Just guess.
Yeah. Just write all paintings you know.
Church stuff.
Monet.
Peace.
Starry Night.
Monet.
So, peace.
Peace, perseverance.
Oh, repeat the question.
No, the one at 7.
Please write as many of the 7 virtues as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to read them off. I can tell you right now you don't have any, so if you have any of them, you guys are going to get it, okay? They are faith, hope, charity, fortitude, prudence, justice, and temperance.
We have one.
You have hope, so point for blue. In what decade in the United States was the Great Depression?
The 20th century? Or the 1920s?
The 1920s is incorrect, orange team. In what decade in the United States was the Great Depression?
1930s?
That is correct, point for orange. What is the name of the building material made from sun-dried, unburned brick?
Would be Adobe.
That is correct, Adobe. What is the #1 college football team today?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is correct, point for blue. Are we getting close to 21? Okay. In World War I, yes or no question, did aircraft have artillery attached to the plane?
No.
That is correct. The answer is no. What part of the eye contains millions of rod and cone cells which receive the image projected through the lens and converts these images into electrical impulses that are sent along?
Cornea.
The cornea is incorrect. Orange team. What? Orange team.
The retina.
The retina is correct. Good point, orange. Name the man who became vice president and then president of the United States without being elected to either post. Name the man who became vice president and then...
Lyndon Johnson?
Lyndon Johnson is incorrect. Name the man who became vice president and then president of the United States without being elected to either post. It happened during the Cold War.
1930s president. Oh wait, that's not the Cold War. Mr. Corey told us this yesterday. I forget.
Orange team?
Who gets the president? President's either. Just guess.
It's so obvious. It's
Hoover ran for president.
What man became elected vice president and then president of the United States without being elected to either post? Orange team? 5, 4, 3.
George Washington.
No. Audience? Does anyone know? No?
If it's Carter, I'm gonna be very upset.
Gerald Ford. What is the area, and this is, you could round it off. What is the area of Lawrence in square miles? Write it on your whiteboard. What is the area of Lawrence, rounded off, in square miles?
It's little.
Rounded off, what is the area of Lawrence in square miles? Land, not water.
Yes.
5,
No. Yes, I'm writing it
4,
down.
3,
Writing down.
2, 1. On the whiteboards? 6 square miles and
Get that so wrong.
5,000 square miles. It is 6 square miles. Point for blue. Which country was the first to surrender to the Allies in World War II? Which country was the first?
Italy?
Italy is correct. Point for blue. The territory that now comprises all or part of Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Michigan was acquired by the United States in 17.
Be the Ohio River Valley.
That answer is not correct. Orange team. The territory that now comprises all or part of Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Michigan was acquired by the United States in 1783 from what country? The territory that comprises all or part of Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Michigan was acquired by the United States in 1783 from what country?
We're going 21.
Just guess.
Guess the country.
Just don't like I just did.
Orange team, do you need me to read it again?
Yeah.
The territory that now comprises all or part of Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Michigan was acquired by the United States in 1783 by what country?
England.
That is correct. Very good. You're the only team to get it in 3 days. Very good. Give the following formula on your whiteboards. What is the perimeter of a rectangle?
Yeah, ping it out, yeah.
It's a whiteboard question.
Right.
Ready? Perimeter is and yes, you both get the point. You're at 21 now, or this is the tiebreaker, or this is the last one. All right. I am a famous American. See if you can guess who I am from the clues that are given. Shh. Is it? Okay. So can you make sure that you have both scores? All right. Squad 2. I am a famous American. See if you can guess who I am from the clues that are given. I am a male, an abolitionist, a journalist, and a public official. I was born in 1817. I escaped slavery by disguising myself as a sailor and escaping to New York City. I later moved to Bedford, Massachusetts, and I published a newspaper called The North Star. And I'll bet more than 5 people in this room read the autobiography in 4th grade. I am a famous American. See if you can guess who I am. I am a male. I am an abolitionist, a journalist, and a public official. I was born in 1817 and escaped slavery by disguising myself as a sailor and escaping to New York City. I later moved to Bedford, Massachusetts, and published a newspaper called The North Star. Who am I? 4th grade. If you didn't read the book, someone in your class did. I guarantee it. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Harriet Tubman?
That is not Harriet Tubman. Orange team, good guess. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Audience? Frederick Douglass, very good. More than 4 people read the book. 2 planets in our solar system have no moons. Name them.
Mercury and Venus.
Mercury and Venus is correct. Very good. Point orange. What is the universally known Morse code distress signal that ships send out?
SOS.
SOS is correct. Point for blue. What famous American author wrote The Raven, The Pit and the
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe is correct. Point for blue. This question might be better for the adults in the room than the kids, but we'll see. We did have someone on the first round that got this. What popular TV show, one of the longest running in TV history, was about a medical unit during the Korean War?
MASH.
MASH is correct. Very good. No one got that last week. Students. One of the official languages of Peru was the language of a highly advanced ancient civilization.
Spanish, Quechua, and some other language.
That is the incorrect answer. Orange team. One of the official languages of Peru was the language of what highly advanced ancient civilization? The official language of Peru was the what language of what highly advanced ancient civilization? 5, 4, 3, 2. If you know it, guess.
Egyptian.
Egyptian is incorrect. Audience?
It's
Inca.
the Incans.
Very good. Why do most maps of the world show meridians spaced 15 degrees apart? Why not 5 or 7.5 or some other number? Why do most maps of the world show meridians spaced 15 degrees apart? Why not 5, 7.5, 9, or some other number?
It's a common fraction of 360 degrees.
It could be, but that's not the reason. Orange team.
Please repeat.
I will. Why do most maps of the world show meridians spaced 15 degrees apart? Why not some other number? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking a guess?
Is it the equator?
Nope. Audience, why? Because it corresponds to the 24 time zones. Very good.
Oh.
Name the 3 countries which have a larger area than the United States.
Russia, China,
No helping, guys. No helping. No helping. Five, 4, 3. Canada. That is correct. Point for blue. How many legs do bees, grasshoppers, and other insects have? 6 is correct. Point for blue. Who was the man who explored the Massachusetts coast in 1602? Tough question. Who was the man who explored the Massachusetts coast in 1602? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fernando Gorge, I think it was.
No, it's. Go ahead, Orange. It's so tough. I shouldn't have even said it. Anyone know an Orange team? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Audience, does anyone know this? I didn't ask it the other rounds. It's Bartholomew Gosnold.
Whoa.
Bartholomew Gosnold.
Wow.
All right, on your whiteboards, name as many countries that you can that made up the Allied powers in World War II. Name as many countries as you can that made up the Allied powers in World War II. Shh, guys, we can hear you, they can hear you. Shh. Name as many countries as you can that made up the Allied powers in World War II. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whiteboard's up. All right, I'm going to read them off, and you tell me if you got them. Russia, France, Britain, Italy, United States, Romania, Serbia, Belgium, Greece, Portugal, and Montenegro. How many did you get?
1, 2, 3, 4.
You got all of them. You get the point.
Got you.
You got 2. Blue team point. What shiny yellow mineral is known as fool's gold? What shiny yellow mineral is known as fool's gold?
Sulfur.
Sulfur is incorrect. Blue team. What shiny yellow mineral is known as fool's gold? Minka is not correct. Audience? Pyrite is correct answer. What is the oldest public park in the United States? What is the oldest public park in the United States? What is the oldest public park?
Yellowstone Park.
Yellowstone Park is incorrect. Blue team? What is the oldest public park in the United States? Yosemite is incorrect. Audience? Boston Common, yes.
Boston Common.
What does the word Vermont mean? What does the word Vermont mean?
Green Mountain.
Green Mountain is correct. Point for Blue. What is an improper fraction?
A number where the numerator is greater than the denominator.
That is correct. Point for Blue. In World War I, how was dazzle painting used? In World War I, how was dazzle painting used? We had this at our last match. It was a visual question. In World War I, how was dazzle painting used?
To disguise the ship.
That is correct. It was used to disguise ships. What is the name given to the point beneath the Earth's surface where an earthquake begins? It is not the epicenter.
The mantle.
It is not the mantle. Orange. What is the name given to the point beneath the Earth's surface where an earthquake begins?
The fault line.
The fault line is incorrect. Audience?
Cross.
The focus.
The focus. Ooh.
What presidential candidate had for his slogan, his campaign slogan, "It's the economy, stupid"? What presidential candidate had for his campaign slogan, "It's the economy, stupid"? What presidential candidate had for his campaign slogan?
Nixon?
It is not Nixon. Orange team.
Al Gore.
No, he ran with Al Gore. It is Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
Name the 16th century explorer who conquered the Incan Empire.
Francisco Pizarro.
That is correct. Very good. Point for Blue. You're the only one to get that this week. What does vini, vidi, vici mean in Latin? What does vini, vidi, vici mean in Latin? What does vine, vede, vici mean in Latin? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. I came, I saw, I conquered. Very good. Point Blue. What is, rounded off, or if you know the exact number, what is the current population of Lawrence? Rounded off, or closest answer wins. What is the current population of Lawrence? You can write it on your whiteboards.
Right on the whiteboard.
Shh, audience. Shh. What is the current population of Lawrence? About 20,000 less people than in 1920.
7,000.
If you write it on your whiteboards, 70,000. And what's yours on the whiteboard, orange team? No, too late. You heard it. You guys, you're supposed to write it on the whiteboard. Did you hear it?
Yeah, he said 70,000.
Okay. I have to throw the question out. Okay, wait till the whiteboards go up, okay? What is I'm sorry, it's 76,377. Much of the coal in the United States is mined from deposits in what eastern mountain region? Much of the coal in the United States is mined from what deposits in the eastern mountain region? The Appalachian Mountains is correct. The 93rd Division, famous in World War II, was famous why? It's not for a battle. The 93rd Division was made famous in World War II. Why? It's not because of a battle. Why was the 93rd Division famous in World War II? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nothing? No guesses? Audience? That is correct. It was the first African American unit. How much is x to the second times x to the third times x to the 10th?
X to the 15th.
X to the 15th is correct. Point for Blue. What is the term for shock waves through solid rock that are generated by earthquakes or underground explosions? What is the term for shock waves through
Seismic waves.
seismic waves is correct. Point for Blue. Who said there was never a good war or a bad peace? He also invented the lightning rod and was the author of Ben Franklin is correct. Point for Blue. In music, name the two sharps in the key of D major.
F sharp and C sharp.
F sharp and C sharp is correct. Point for Blue. What word, often used as an interjection by teenagers when they converse, is the key word to indicate the use of a simile in literature?
Like.
Like is correct. What is the name of the famous ancient civilization of the highland Peru who established an empire from northern Ecuador to central Chile before the Spanish conquest? What is the name?
The Incas.
The Incas is correct. You guys get that. Which is the longest war or military conflict the United States has participated in? What is the longest war or military conflict the United States has participated in?
Cold War.
The Cold War is incorrect. Orange team. What is the longest war or military conflict that the United States has participated in? Even though we call it a war, it's not
Civil War.
The Civil War is incorrect. Audience? The Korean War from 1957. I'm sorry, the Vietnam War from 1957 to 1975. What parts of speech are the words a, and the?
Article.
Article is correct. Point for Blue. Are we getting close? Okay. What is the longitude of the international date line? What is the longitude of
180.
180 is correct. Point for Blue.
Goodness.
Squad 3.
It's too good. It's too good. Sit over here. I like these chairs. I know, they're pretty awesome. I think we have to go every other though. Oh, alright.
Sitting every other student, please.
No, you have to move. You have to move. You have to move. I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here. No, but we're
Sitting every other
No,
student.
you have to sit here.
I have a feeling.
Jesus, you can't even figure out where to sit. How are we gonna sit there at the end?
No, she's no hand over. It's just Bellesini.
Blue team, can you test your buzzers? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Blue team, test your buzzers. Okay, orange team. Alrighty. On your whiteboard, in what year did man first set foot on the moon? Alright, whiteboard's up. 1969, 1969. You both get a point.
I knew.
That was too easy.
What religion, which has its headquarters in Boston and has a well-known newspaper, was founded by
Christian Science Monitor.
That is Christian Science, and the Christian Science Monitor is correct. Point for Blue. We'll see who watched Liberty's Kids as a kid when you were younger. Who was the Prussian-born baron who organized and drilled the Continental Army? Who was the Prussian baron who organized and drilled the Continental Army? Who was watching PBS as a kid? It was on right when you guys were that age.
I used to watch Dora.
It was Baron something. Who was the Prussian baron who organized and drilled the Continental Army? Liberty's Kids is back on TV, by the way.
You don't say.
I love that show. Hint, hint.
That's what.
Continental Army.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Audience? Baron von Steuben.
Oh, yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger did the voice for the show. On what street in Lawrence is Lawrence City Hall located? Essex Street is incorrect. Blue team, on what street in Lawrence is Lawrence City Hall located?
Go for it.
Broadway?
Was it?
Broadway?
No, that is incorrect. Audience? Common Street is correct. Right there.
I pass by like every day.
You've all seen duck boats in Boston or on TV. What American car manufacturer company were they modeled by? I want the name of the major American car manufacturer.
I don't know.
Duck boats?
Yeah.
Who made them? Or were they modeled after?
Ford.
Ford is owned by
What?
General Motors.
That is correct. Point for Orange. Very good. It's a visual question. I'm going to hold it up, but I only have one side to it. So you have to look at it and tell me the name of this player and the team they play for. I'm going to take a step backwards.
Ray Allen, he plays for Miami Heat.
That is correct. Point for Orange.
Oh.
Black and white.
Diablo.
What would the latitude of a city be that was located exactly half of the way between the South Pole and the equator? What would the latitude of a city be which was located exactly halfway between the South Pole and the equator?
Come on, Sam. Guess it.
90.
90 is incorrect. Blue team? What would the latitude be of a city which is located exactly half of the way? 45. 45 is correct. Very good. Where was the largest dam in America until the Hoover Dam was built? 8th graders should know this. Where was the largest dam in America before the Hoover Dam was,
Greystone Dam.
which is located where? In Lawrence, correct.
Ooh.
What decimal number, when multiplied by itself, equals 3.24? What?
1.8.
1.8 is correct. Point for blue. What is precipitation called when it contains atmospheric pollutants that threaten plant life and animal life?
Acid?
Rain.
Rain?
Acid rain is correct. Don't help her. 3 rivers empty into the Boston Harbor. Name as many of them as you can on your whiteboard. 3 rivers empty into the Boston Harbor. Name as many of them as you can on your whiteboard.
Isn't that in New York?
Name as many of the 3 rivers that empty into the Boston Harbor as you can.
I don't know.
There's 2 T's.
Sure.
Don't worry. As
It
long
matters.
5,
There's 2
4,
doesn't matter.
3,
What instead of spigot? There's
2,
Ooh.
1.
matters.
Neither of those are.
Oh, we didn't get it.
The Merrimack, Shawsheen, and Spigot. None of those either. Audience? The Charles River.
Oh my god.
Where? Who else?
You know, there's
Not the Merrimack. How about we let the adults try? What are the 3 rivers, adults? Parents? Charles is one. Anybody know the others? How about Mystic and Neponset? What Caribbean country invaded and ruled the Dominican Republic at least twice during the 19th century? What Caribbean country invaded and ruled the Dominican Republic at least twice? Cuba is incorrect. Orange team. What Caribbean country invaded and ruled the Dominican Republic at least twice during the 19th century?
Is it Puerto Rico?
Isn't it the Caribbean?
Is it Haiti?
No talking to the
Caribbean.
audience.
I'm talking to her.
Okay. What's the Caribbean country
Yeah, we're so
that
smart, right?
invaded and ruled the Dominican Republic at least twice during the 19th century?
I forgot the
Oh.
It's been in the news a lot. 5, 4, 3.
What's invading?
The answer is nope.
Europe.
Audience? Haiti is correct. I heard someone say it. Very good. What month has no major religious or national holidays in the United States? What month has no major religious or national holidays in the United States?
It's not November.
February has President's Day.
March.
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 March is incorrect.
Oh yeah.
Orange team? What month has no
May?
May? Mother's Day, Memorial Day. Audience? August is correct.
I thought it was something.
In World War I, the Red Baron was a fighter plane. What country? Germany is correct.
Could
Did
have
it,
studied that.
did it fly for? Germany. What famous American grew up in Hannibal, Missouri, and later moved to Hartford, Connecticut? What famous American writer grew up in Hannibal, Missouri, and later moved to Hartford, Connecticut? You can visit his house today. It's right next to Harriet Beecher Stowe's house.
I don't know.
What famous American grew up in Hannibal, Missouri, along the Mississippi River, and later moved to Hartford, Connecticut?
Anybody know?
Wrote tales about the Mississippi River.
Mark Twain?
Mark Twain is correct.
Wow.
Nice.
In what country is the ancient Incan citadel Machu Picchu located? In what country is the ancient Incan citadel Machu Picchu located? Peru is correct. Very good. Point for blue. What town is located at the elbow of Cape Cod? town is located at the elbow of Cape Cod?
I don't know.
Cape Cod.
Right idea. I won.
Not good at geography.
Hyannis is incorrect. Blue team? What town is located at the elbow of Cape Cod?
I'm gonna go for it.
Go for it.
Provincetown?
Nope. Audience? Nope.
Providence.
Everyone was gonna guess that, Plymouth.
Chatham.
What?
What element is in graphite, coal, and diamonds?
Carbon.
Carbon is correct. Point for blue. In what state is the Mojave Desert? California is correct. In what state is the Painted Desert? In what state is the Painted Desert? Hundreds of miles of sandstone formations with a remarkable range of color. What state is the Painted Desert in?
I'm just guessing. Arizona.
Arizona is correct. Very good.
Wow.
Name the first European to see the St. Lawrence River. He founded the Canadian city of Montreal. Name the first European to see the St. Lawrence River. He founded the Canadian city of Montreal.
Well, who's the guy? The city of Montreal.
5,
Someone French.
4, 3. Jacques? Jacques what? Not Jacques Montreal. Orange team. But first European to see the St. Lawrence River. He founded the Canadian city of Montreal. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Audience? No. Jacques Cartier. You were very close.
I told you.
True or false? The United States had the atomic bomb at the beginning of World War II, but waited. False is the correct answer. Waited to use it when there was no other option. They did not have the atomic bomb at the beginning of World War II. What country sold Alaska to the United States in 1860?
Russia.
Russia is the correct answer. Point for blue. This is another visual question. What do these 3 lines on the Lawrence flag represent? What rivers? The spigot? That is correct. Point for blue. Not the Mississippi.
You were like Mississippi, and I was like, oh god.
All right. Name the 3 types of fossil fuels.
I don't know.
Name the 3 types of fossil fuels.
Gas, oil, and petroleum.
Yes, I'll take. It's not. Oh, actually, no. Sorry. That is incorrect. Orange team. Name the 3 types of fossil fuels.
I learned that about in 4th grade.
It is not gas, oil, and petroleum.
None of them.
Oh yeah.
Gas, oil, and coal.
5, 4.
Gas, oil, and coal.
That is correct. Point for orange.
See, cold. It's cool.
What is the name of the event in which 50 New England patriots disguised themselves as Mohawk Indians? And
Boston Tea Party.
Boston Tea Party is correct. Point for blue. Where are we at for point? 20? In World War, what was the name of the first tanks used in World War I, developed by the British company William and Foster? The nickname for the first tanks used in World War I, developed by the British company William and Foster. We had this in the last match. It was a visual question. What was the nickname of the tanks used in World War I, developed by the company William and Foster in England?
This was one of the questions from last time.
Yeah.
What was their nickname?
Something.
William?
Willie. Guess who?
That is correct. Very good. Little Willie.
It was so good you were like,
That was 21. Wait till she gets the. You got him? Okay. All right, squad 4.
See, I was on fire.
Write the name of the 5 boroughs making up New York City. Most number of boroughs correct wins. What are the name of the 5 boroughs making up New York City?
Brooklyn, the Bronx.
Staten Island.
Want me to do it? Yes. Just give
Isn't
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to read them off, and you guys check off the ones you have. Manhattan, Queens, Bronx, Staten Island, and Brooklyn. All 5? 4 out of 5. Point to blue.
Nice job.
Call me Pro. Thanks for the open.
What ancient Aztec city stood on the present-day site of... Wait, forget that one. I can't pronounce it. What group in 1630 founded the city of Boston? What group?
Puritan?
The Puritans is correct. Point for blue. What do you call a ridge of coral lying near the surface of the water formed by skeletons in tiny...
Reef.
That is correct. A coral reef. Name one of the 2 largest river systems in Canada. Name one of the 2 largest river systems in Canada.
St. Lawrence and Lake Champlain.
That is correct. St. Lawrence or Mackenzie, actually, but you got one of the 2. The area which became the Smoky Mountain National Park was home to what Indian tribe until they were forced to relocate to the Oklahoma Territory during the Trail of Tears relocation? The area which became the Smoky Mountain National Park was home to what Indian tribe until they were forced to relocate to the Oklahoma Territory during the Trail of Tears?
Cherokee?
Cherokee is correct. Point for blue. What is the name of the largest Spanish-speaking city in South America? What is the name of the largest Spanish-speaking city in South America? By area, not population. What is the name of the largest, by area, Spanish-speaking...
Argentina.
What's the name of the city?
Yeah, it's true. No, I don't know then.
That is incorrect answer. Blue team. What is the name of the largest Spanish-speaking city in South America?
Argentina, Buenos Aires.
That is correct. Very good, Orange. Who first came up with the theories that sparked the creation of the atomic bomb? Who first came up with the theories that sparked the creation of the atomic bomb?
Newton.
Newton is incorrect. Blue team?
Einstein.
Einstein is correct. Point for blue. What is the name of a 3-dimensional shape which has a cylinder base at both ends?
Cylinder.
I said it wrong. Sorry. I said the wrong thing. I meant to say circular. All right. Who was president of the United States when the Jewish state of Israel was established? The year was 1948. Who was the president of the United States?
John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy is incorrect. Blue team. Well, who was president?
Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow Wilson is incorrect. Audience? Truman is correct. Audience, very good. Which mountain is not a volcano? Mount Fujiyama, Mount Vesuvius, Mount Kilimanjaro, and Mount Everest.
Mount Everest.
Mount Everest is the correct answer. Very good, Orange. Bolivia. Spell inconvenient.
Inconvenient. I-N-C-O-V-I-E-N-T. Inconvenient.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
Inconvenient. I-N-C-O-N-V-I-E-N-T. Inconvenient.
That is incorrect. Audience.
You said I-N-C-O-V-I-E-N-T.
I-N-C-O-N. You missed the N. V-E-N. I-E-N-T.
Oh.
During the Cold War, what does SALT, S-A-L-T, stand for? Used during the Cold War, what does SALT, S-A-L-T, stand for? Cold War term. Guys got to study ahead for two-way matches. What does SALT, a Cold War term, stand for? S-A-L-T. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Audience? Oh,
Battle weapon?
no. Orange team? What does SALT stand for during the Cold War? S-A-L-T. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Audience?
I wonder if these things can hear what I'm saying.
Talks. Talks. Very good. Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty. Oh, talks. Excuse me. What city has the first subway system in the United States built in...
Boston.
Boston is correct. Export of Japan, not Toyota or Honda. English assignment.
Mitsubishi.
That is incorrect answer. Export of Japan, not Toyota or Honda. English assignment.
Hyundai. Hyundai.
Not Hyundai. Audience? Export of Japan, 5 syllables. Not Toyota or Honda, 7 syllables. English assignment, 5 syllables. What's the answer? Haiku.
Oh.
The Great Lakes and thousands of other lakes in their vicinity were carved out of bedrock by what form of erosion? The Great Lakes and thousands of other lakes in their vicinity were carved out of bedrock by what form?
Water? Wait. I don't know the word now. I know it.
I have to take it as an incorrect answer. Orange team?
Ice.
Ice.
Ice Age.
Which is?
Ice.
Okay.
Glaciers.
Yes, glaciation or glaciers. In what year did World War II begin? 1939 is the correct answer. True or false? The United States provided more than half of all weapons used in World War II.
True.
That is correct. True. World War II. What is the average of these 4 numbers? 75, 15, 6, and 0. What is the average of these 4 numbers? 75, 15, 6, and 0.
32.
32 is the incorrect answer. What is the average of these 4 numbers? 75, 15, 6, and 0.
No. Let me see. 24.
24 is correct.
This kid's so smart.
What famous American composer wrote such compositions as An American in Paris, Porgy and Bess, Rhapsody in Blue? Hint, his initials were GG. What famous American composer wrote such compositions as An American in Paris, Porgy and Bess, Rhapsody in Blue? His initials were GG.
Doesn't count.
I know, I'm not counting that.
5, 4, 3,
Microphone.
2, 1. Anyone in the audience?
On television.
George Gershwin.
I'm gonna watch this.
The ionosphere is a region located in which layer of the Earth's atmosphere? The thermosphere, the mesosphere, the stratosphere, or the troposphere?
Stratosphere.
Stratosphere is incorrect answer. The ionosphere is a region located in which layer of the Earth's atmosphere? The thermosphere, the mesosphere, the stratosphere, or the troposphere?
Mesosphere.
That is incorrect. Audience?
Troposphere.
The thermosphere, the outermost layer. What is the monetary unit of Canada? What is the monetary unit of Canada?
The money. Definitely about that money.
What is the monetary unit of Canada?
Into the microphone again.
Somebody.
Go for it. Go for it, doctor.
What is the monetary unit of Canada? 5, 4, 3,
Not answering. Ottawa. Say it.
2, 1. No guesses? Wow. Okay, audience. The Canadian dollar.
Told you.
What is the monetary unit of Mexico? The peso is correct. Point for Orange. What is the name of the oldest public library in the United States?
Boston Public Library.
Boston Public Library, founded in 1653. True or false? Hawaii was not a state when Pearl Harbor was attacked.
True.
That is correct. True. Very good, Orange. Name the fish that has a peninsula in Massachusetts named after it.
The cod.
The cod is correct. Point for Orange. In theory, how many degrees of longitude are between each time zone in the world? 15. Very good. You're listening.
Said that earlier.
Blue. What river forms a physical boundary between Canada and New York State?
St. Lawrence River.
St. Lawrence River. Very good. Blue. What is the name of the river that runs through the Grand Canyon?
Colorado River.
Colorado River. Point for Blue. What is the name of the company that was formed in 1845 to purchase the land for the development of Lawrence as a mill town? 8th graders, you should know this. What is the name of the company that was formed in 1845 to purchase the land for the development of Lawrence as a mill town? All 8th graders in Academic Bowl for last year should have known this very well.
And Elijah has points.
What is the name of the company that was formed in 1845 to purchase the land for the development of Lawrence as a mill town?
Paper Mill Company.
Not Paper Mill Company. Orange team. Search that long-term memory.
I think it's a milk. I think it's a milk.
What is it?
The Lawrence Textile Company.
No. Audience? Essex Company. If $1 equals 90 Japanese yen, how much would 45 yen be worth in American money?
50 cents.
That is correct.
$1.
It's at 21 or we're at 20? Okay. You get the scores? All right, that was squad 4. All right, Leonard and Timony, you can bring up either those who haven't come up yet or your best of your best. You choose. NAMs, all NAMs.
Baker. Sarah. Sarah.
Leonard, Timony,
Doesn't
you
matter.
you can you got to mix it up.
No, I just
3 and 3, but you can do who hasn't been on buzzers, or you can do best of the best.
Hey, you've already gone.
I know.
Need to get another round, guys.
Wait, what is
No,
a
it doesn't
name?
matter.
Another round.
They're
in.
doing another round.
North Andover Middle School.
Then put-
Is it a different?
All right, blue team, buzzers. All right, orange. All right, the official match is over. This is for fun. All right. 52 original documents pertaining to the Salem witch trials of 1692 are located in what Salem museum?
Salem Witch Museum.
Not the Salem Witch Museum. Orange team. 52 original documents pertaining to the Salem witch trials of 1692 are located in which Salem museum?
The Salem Library.
Not the Salem Library. Audience? Peabody Essex Museum. Correct. Adult male seals are called? Adult male seals are called? Adult male seals are called what? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a guess.
Dogs.
Dogs. Orange team.
I didn't guess. Her name's not Woody.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blubber.
Not blubber. Audience. Bulls.
I was right.
Bulls. Which continent makes up only about 7% of the Earth's land area, but has more than 30 countries?
Europe.
Europe is correct. Point for orange.
That one was easy.
Which continent has only 2 landlocked countries? Which continent has only 2 landlocked?
Australia.
Australia is incorrect. Orange team. What continent has only 2 landlocked countries?
It's Asia.
North America.
No.
North
Audience?
America has no land. Asia.
South America. What is the term for commercial electric energy produced from moving water?
Hydroelectric.
Hydraulic electricity.
That is correct.
She
What
said
is the name for words which are written the same but have different pronunciations and meanings?
homonyms.
Homonym is correct. Point for blue. What city had the first subway system in North America?
Boston.
Boston is correct. How many quarts are in a gallon? 4 is correct. Who was the leader of the Puritans? There's a town in Massachusetts that bears his name. Who was the leader of the Puritans? He is a town in Massachusetts that bears his name.
Winthrop. It's Winthrop. William Bradford.
William Bradford is incorrect. Orange team. Who was the leader of the Puritans? There is a town in Massachusetts that bears his name.
It's embarrassing when you get it wrong.
John Charleston.
No. Audience?
Winthrop.
Winthrop. Very good, audience.
I thought you heard me, so I thought you were
Which president became known as Old Sinkerswim after he made the following reply to an opponent's suggestion that he give up the drive for independence? He said, "Sink or swim, live or die, survive or perish with my country." Who was that?
Ronald Reagan?
Not Ronald Reagan. Blue team. Which U.S. president became known as Old Sinkerswim after he made the following reply to an opponent's suggestion that he give up the drive for independence? Sink or swim, live or die, survive or perish with my country. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Audience? John Adams. What is the name of the famous clock tower in Lawrence? 8th graders, you should know this one too. What is the name of the famous clock tower in Massachusetts, in Lawrence?
It was a question last year.
It's only 2 inches smaller than Big Ben.
Really? That's impressive.
The face of that clock is only 2 inches smaller than Big Ben. What is the name of the famous clock tower in Lawrence?
Bob.
Goodness gracious.
5, 4,
That girl's a
3, 2.
Large clock.
Not large clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm having malfunction. The airwalk. It's air something.
It's the Airwalk Clock Tower.
Yeah.
How about the Air Clock Tower? Air Mill Clock Tower.
So was air.
I'm not going to give you the point, sorry. What decimal number, when multiplied by itself, equals 6.25?
1.25. I mean, oh, wait, no, it's when multiplied by it's the square root. I don't feel like that. So it's gonna be 2.5.
2.5 is correct. Point for blue. Spell Fahrenheit.
Oh, I'm good.
Spell Fahrenheit.
I can't do it.
Gotta buzz in, guys.
I get it wrong.
Someone's gotta buzz in. It's not a whiteboard question.
I know, but
Use the whiteboard.
Fahrenheit. F-A-R-E-N-H-E-I-T. Fahrenheit.
That is incorrect. Blue team.
No, I know where it is. No.
Anyone gonna give it a try?
Give him the whiteboard.
let me do it. Let me do it.
Give him the whiteboard. Go. Okay.
I know.
Want me to write?
I think I know.
how.
Wait, no, I think I know.
I think so.
Aaron go?
Like this.
Can Aaron go?
Yeah, go.
Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit.
That is incorrect. Back row, please. That is correct, audience. Very good.
One letter.
What is the oldest university in the United States?
Harvard.
What is the oldest university?
Harvard University.
Harvard University. Correct, point blue. In Holyoke, William G. Morgan created a new game called Mintonette in 1895. He gave a demonstration at the YMCA near Springfield, Massachusetts. What?
Basketball.
Basketball is incorrect. In Holyoke, William G. Morgan created a new game called Mintonette in 1895. He gave a demonstration at the YMCA in nearby Springfield, Massachusetts. What is the game Mintonette called today? Blue team.
Basketball.
She just said basketball. It is volleyball. Correct. What two European countries have ruled the Dominican Republic since its inception? What two European countries have ruled the Dominican Republic since its inception?
Spain and France.
That is correct. Spain and France. Very good.
I told you that.
All of these people have the same first name. What is it? What is the...
William.
That's a good guess, but no. Orange team, would you like to hear the whole question?
Yeah.
Okay. All of these people have the same first name. What is it? Patton, Custard, Carver, Bush, and Washington.
Are you serious?
George is correct. Where does Lawrence get its drinking water?
The Merrimack River.
That is correct. The first space shuttle was to be named Constitution by NASA, but after President Ford received 100,000 letters from Star Trek fans, he changed its name to
Enterprise.
Enterprise is correct. Point for Orange. The Smoky Mountain National Park is located in what two states? The Smoky Mountain National Park is located in what two states?
North, south?
I don't know it.
Wyoming and Colorado.
That is incorrect. Blue team, the Smoky Mountain National Park is located in what two states?
I don't know.
I think it's
I don't know.
I think it's Colorado. No, you said if you know the answer.
5, 4,
If you know the answer.
3,
It's okay if you get it wrong.
2,
Don't embarrass yourself with a large club.
1. Audience?
JK.
Tennessee and
Tennessee and Colorado.
North Carolina. North Carolina, Tennessee. What is the name of the big shopping center which is located where the Methuen Mall used to be? The Loop is correct.
I'm gonna buzz like that now.
Hi. My first name is Abbott. What was the last name of the person who founded Lawrence? Lawrence is correct. What is the lowest number divisible by 5, 4, 3, and 2?
20.
That is incorrect.
No.
What is the lowest number divisible by 5, 4, 3, and 2?
60.
60 is correct. Point for blue. The taste buds on the tongue detect 4 different types of tastes. What are they?
Sweet, savory, salty, and bitterness.
That is correct.
Yeah, I thought savory.
Name the multi-state hiking trail that runs through the Great Smoky Mountain National.
The Appalachian Trail.
Appalachian Trail is correct. Name the mountain range between France and Switzerland.
The Alps.
The Alps is correct. What is the difference between dialogue and monologue?
Dialogue is 2 or more people speaking, and monologue is 1 person speaking.
That is correct. What is the route number of the state highway that starts on Cape Cod and runs through
495.
That is incorrect. Blue team. What is the route number of the state highway that starts on Cape Cod and runs through Andover, where it turns into Main Street, then goes to Lawrence and Methuen, where it is known as Broadway, and then into Salem, New Hampshire?
Is it 114 and 120?
What is the route number of the state highway that starts on Cape Cod, goes through Andover, where it's known as Main Street, Lawrence, then Methuen?
125?
125 is incorrect. Audience?
97?
Route 28. What is the average of these three numbers? 2, 500, and 497. 497. What is the average of these three numbers? 2, 500. That is correct. Point for blue. Good point. In what state is the notorious San Andreas Fault?
California.
California is correct. Point for orange. Who is this? Oh, you guys know that one. What is the name of the muscle separating the chest cavity from the abdomen called? What is the name of the
Diaphragm?
diaphragm? Is correct. That was 21?